Right now. Hey, what's up, everybody out in H10 Hanshin Tigers English News land? What's up, Zorny? How you doing, bro? It's good to see you here.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's good to see you too, Ray.
Hey, it is great. We are going to give you a preview of the upcoming series between us and the Carp. But first, we got to run down a little bit of news. So, Zorny, we lost one of our key relievers, but actually a reliever that's been terrible this year so far, and that's Kyuji Fujikawa. Could be out long term, it looks like. It's an upper limb injury, and it hurts for him to throw. So there's no schedule timetable for him to even get back on a mound at any point, even in the bullpen. But the good news is we got Iwazaki back. So that's a fair replacement, actually probably even a plus replacement for us. And then also Iwasada is going to be moved into the bullpen as well. So he hasn't been deactivated, which means he's straight into the bullpen. We can probably count on him for some long relief from the left side. And then we got Gunkel with the long relief on the right side. So I feel like our lineup is a little bit beefier, or at least our pitching is beefier than it was even a week ago.
Yeah, it's getting better. You put these guys in the lineup. I mean, they're going to do way better than like the Biohazard trio, I think, which is like Baba, Ogawa, and Ito. Yeah, I think like Iwazaki is a good addition to. I mean, unfortunately, Fujikawa is not doing so well. It's like the second demotion this season, so he has to find his groove. And Iwazaki, I think it's a good replacement. Iwasada also a good addition. He's not being that. I mean, he's not pitching so well starting games. So I think like putting him on in the bullpen is gonna bring some power for the relievers. That's for sure.
Sure thing, yeah. So we're facing the Carp this weekend at Kyocera Dome in Osaka because there is high school baseball happening at Koshien Stadium right now. But it's a little bit of a respite from being on the road. The players get to stay in their homes, and we get to be in the comfort of the dome, which is quite nice given the temperatures that we've been getting here in Kansai lately. And so we're facing the same Carp that we did last weekend, and it's probably going to be the same three starting pitchers for them. We're going slightly different than they did. So they've got Morishita, and then followed by Osera, and then probably Endo, unless they throw us some kind of curve. And we're going to start with Fujinami tonight against Morishita. And then it's going to be Nishi against Osera. So the Battle of the Aces, Part 2. And then on Sunday, it looks like it's going to be Akiyama up against Endo. Before we get into this series, though, let's quickly look back on what we did against the Bay Stars just earlier this week. We lost 6-4 in the first one, and that was Iwasada kind of struggling early and giving up key RBI, two-run RBI double, I think it was, to their relief pitcher, who was pinch hitting. Well, not pinch hitting, but actually he stood in the batter's box. This is a guy that almost never gets the bat, and yet he got the RBI double. So that, I think, was the big decider for putting him in the bullpen. We lost that one 6-4, but we came back with a couple nice ones on Tuesday and Wednesday. A big 9-2 win for Garcia, getting his first win of the season. And then 7-6, thanks to it was back-to-back home runs with Nakatani and Sands. I believe that was also in the fourth inning. A couple of good games there to take the Bay Stars and get back to where we're at with the Bay Stars, and that's beating them in Yokohama. Even though they've been pretty good of late, it was nice to take those 2 wins, wasn't it?
Yeah, for sure. It's hard to tell like how we're gonna deal with like against the Carp, because usually we give them like the momentum that they need to go back up, like to come strong again, which is it's tough to see like to actually evaluate like how like the team is gonna play the Carp, like since like we came from a good series against the Bay Stars. The Bay Stars always like we always play well against them, so it's really hard. I think like it was a good series though. I really love the fact that Sand is coming through. Nakatani is also like, I love when he plays. I think it's just a matter of time. I've been knocking on the door. I've been saying this over and over again. Like when Nakatani is on the lineup, it's always it's just a matter of time that for the guy to actually start hitting again. And like that showed, like he hit a grand slam. And so, yeah, it's been good. Let's see how it goes against the Carp. Fujinami, like He's pitching like let me check, 257 this season. I mean, his control is there. He's keeping us in games. So I don't think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good game, to be honest.
Yeah. So last weekend against the Carp in Hiroshima, we lost 11-6, and that was with Aoyagi making a mess, and then the biohazard just exploding us. But then the other two games, we held up at bay. We lost 2-1, and we won 5-1. So they only got 3 runs outside of that one big game, and we don't have Aoyagi on the mound in this series. Let me tell you what I think one of the keys is, though. With Fujinami on the mound, they're going to do similar things to what they did with Aoyagi. One of the things they did was, I think they tried to pull out the bunt a lot, knowing that Aoyagi's fielding is unstable. And guess what? Shintaro's is probably even worse. Yeah. So I think that is the key, bro. I'm saying right here and right now, the key to this series is how Fujinami handles their small baseball and how he handles them. If we can take out Morishita and hand him a loss, he's 2-0 against us so far this year. And if we can get Fujinami to be able to handle their small ball tendencies, I think we're going to put up a big win tonight, and then we will be able to take this series quite handily. That's my hopes anyways. Let's look a little bit at their lineup or their players. So, they're really on a downward trend here. Like I said, last weekend, Saturday, Sunday, we held them to 2 runs and 1 run. And then the Dragons held them to 1 run in 2 of the 3 games that they faced them as well. And so a lot of their batting averages have come down. Seiya Suzuki, still good as always, but Kosuke Tanaka, not so great. Dobayashi's really cooled off, batting 179 this month so far. Perella's batting 255. Kikuchi's batting 245. So they've got all these middling guys now. Matsuyama was over 300 for the whole year. He's down to 291 now. And so it looks like now is the time, man. If we're going to feast on them, it's got to be this series. And so we've got to be able to handle. I think the key guy for us to handle in this series too is going to be Ryoma Nishikawa, who is probably going to be their leadoff hitter, especially tonight against Fujinami. Bats really well, does not strike out very easily, and just seems to find holes in the infield to get his hits. And he's just a very tenacious hitter. Not much power, but he just finds his way on base and then terrorizes on the base paths. And if Fujinami can put the clamp down on him, Suzuki becomes that much less dangerous, as does Dobayashi. What do you think? What's the key to us having a good series here?
I think it's just details, we cannot go to our heads, those small mistakes, because that's it costs us like a lot of momentum. Usually we're in games and we're doing just fine, but then one infield error, or just like the I don't know, the pitcher being a little bit reckless, plays that they don't need to actually move forward. It's just a matter of stopping the play. I think it's just details. If we manage to stay within I don't know, if we manage to be consistent enough, I think I think we're going to take these games for sure. I think it's all about pitching.
Yeah, their bullpen is pretty awful. So, yeah, we should be able to hammer them. The other key, bro, you reminded me of this, but the past 4 years against the Carp, this happens inevitably. Our outfielders don't get to balls quick enough, and they take the extra base on us. And that is crucial. And I think, no offense, I love Jerry Sands, but he's not the swiftest of foot in the outfield, and he's also not experienced against the Carp. So I hope somebody has told him, look, you better dash to those balls no matter what. If it looks like a single, you better make sure that it stays a single, or else they'll stretch it into a double, and that's trouble. That's what throws off your pitcher. That's what throws off your defense, your strategies, and so that's it right there. All right, Zorny, we're gonna land this plane right now, but I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me. Real quick now, tell me, what is your prediction for this series? How many games are the Tigers going to be able to take out of the Carp?
I would like to say it's going to be a sweep, but I'll take 2 out of 3. Yeah, I'll take 2 out of 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly, I think there's potential for the sweep if we can get to Oseta. That's the other one, because last time we went 1-1 with Nishi and Oseta battling it out, and Oseta pitched the 7th and got the win, and Nishi didn't pitch the 7th, and Fujikawa blew that one and we got the loss. So if we can take that one, I think it's a sweep. Otherwise, I think it's going to be 2 out of 3 as well. All right, guys, as always with H10, you've got the subscribe button, you've got some older videos to watch. And you can always check us out on Patreon, as Zorny has done, and as you need to do as well for all bonus content. H10 is what you need. Catch you next time, everyone.